Thank you for joining us for John chapter 12, starting with verse 12 and looking back just a little bit. Mary, the sister of Lazarus, has anointed Jesus' feet, and you have people complaining about the money and people wanting to kill Lazarus as well as kill Jesus, and we're looking at motives. And the next day after that is where verse 12 takes place. And so we are in crucifixion week now. Okay? Within 6 days, he's going to be on the cross and in the grave. On the next day, a large crowd who had come to the feast, Passover, when they heard that Jesus was coming to Jerusalem, took the branches of the palm trees and went out to meet him and began to shout, "Hosanna! Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord, even the King of Israel." Jesus, finding a young donkey, sat on it, as it is written, and this is a prophecy, Zechariah 9:9. "Fear not, daughter of Zion, behold, your king is coming, seated on a donkey's colt." These things his disciples did not understand at the first, but when Jesus was glorified, that's after his resurrection, then they remembered that these things were written of him, and that they had done these things to him. So the people who were with him when he called Lazarus out of the tomb and raised him from the dead continued to testify about him. For this reason also the people went and met him, because they heard that he had performed this sign. So the Pharisees said to one another, in so many words, "Give up. You see, you're not doing any good. The whole world has gone after him." Think they've had it. Yeah. By the way, some of them got saved. So, the palm branches were spread in front of a conquering king to celebrate his conquest. And so they knew about the sign, and of course they knew about all the other miracles that he had done, and they decided he was the Messiah. But they did not understand that the Messiah had come to go to the cross to seek and save that which is lost. They had the second coming all wrapped up in their heads, where he was going to be the great conqueror. He was going to throw off the Roman yoke, and the Jews were going to reign. And so the palm branches were not for Jesus, the Son of God, necessarily. They were for Jesus, the conqueror. They didn't understand. But that Zechariah 9:9 passage, not the whole thing is quoted here in John. One of the things that it says in the Zechariah 9:9 passage is humble and seated on a donkey. Catch that? What was the motive of the Pharisees? Pride. What was it the disciples argued about, even the night when he was betrayed? And after he had washed their feet, they were arguing about who was going to be the greatest in his kingdom. Pride. Yeah. And what was Jesus' motive? Jesus said, not only to fulfill prophecy, but put me on a little donkey. I'm going to ride into town riding on a donkey. He even said in Matthew chapter 11, "I'm meek and lowly of heart." That's King James language. "I'm gentle and humble of heart," New American Standard. That was his attitude, humility. And then you have in Mark chapter 10, verse 44, "Whoever is chief among you, let him be your servant." And then the next verse, verse 45 of Mark 10, "For even the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve, and to give his life as a ransom for many." So if you really want to characterize Jesus Christ in your life, the Bible says, first of all, on the list of his fruit, love. But then there's also, way on down the line, meekness, gentleness, humility. Yeah. Matthew 18:4, once again. "Whoever's going to be the chief among you is the one who humbles himself like a little child." Have a great day.